Welcome back to the Study Prep Guys channel, everyone. This is the Study Prep Guys notes on essay writing. This will be a full course on the different types of essay: expository, argumentative essay. We have narrative essay. We have descriptive essay. But for today, we will be mainly focusing on argumentative essay. This type of essay is usually tested in section IV of the paper 2 for CSEC English, and the standard length is averaging around 300 to 350 words. The structure of the essay is as follows. You have your basic introduction. You state the topic and you briefly explain it. This is what you consider to also be the hook or the introductory paragraph, the introductory sentence. Your sentence is usually between 2 to 3 lines. You don't need to elaborate more than that. You need to acknowledge also that there are two sides to the argument. That is the main difference between argumentative and persuasive. Argumentative essay. Let me just add that persuasive essay. And I really wanted to add this, but I think I said I added it when I was actually making the video in itself. Well, so I'll add it right now. Persuasive. Argumentative essay and persuasive essay are extremely similar. Argumentative essay looks at both sides of the argument. Persuasive essay leans more into one radicalism, I would like to call it. It leans into one aspect. So note, an argumentative essay is a formal essay to avoid saying I and you used toward person. You do not utilize, like, you don't say I, you don't say that. You say use toward person. Example of bad or utilizing these some things that you should not do is say I think smoking should be banned. No, that should not be utilized. You can see that smoking should be banned. You hear? You don't want that in your argumentative essay. Take out the you. So that is out of the question. A good example, or instead, you should be using. It is obvious that smoking should be banned. You see how the difference is? That is how you should actually utilize it. Now let's go back to the structure. So you have your introduction. You acknowledge that there are two sides. You state which side the essay will focus on, right? An argumentative essay, an argumentative essay, an argumentative essay, as I said before, you need to acknowledge there are two sides. An argumentative essay is a bit unbiased. It is a bit unbiased as comparison to the persuasive essay. In the course, in this 4 video course or 5 video course that I'm making, you will see the difference. But for now, we'll focus entirely on argumentative essay. So 4 paragraph, you need at least 4 paragraph, each one expressing a separate point and fully explained with the consequences of it. So if that's what we consider to be cause and effect, but we'll go into that. That is connectives. We use connectives such as addition to begin with, furthermore, consequently, in addition, as a result of. All of these things are connective. You have your conclusions. Um, your conclusion summarize the main idea. Do not make any new planks. In your conclusion, you just regurgitate the points already listed in your 4 paragraphs and your introduction, and then you probably make a statement that will leave, or you could even leave a solution to the argument you are actually positing about. So within the 4 paragraph essay, you need a rebuttal. So a rebuttal. You need a rebuttal. I think that's that right there. Yeah, try to spell that right. You need a rebuttal. This is something that is usually utilized in arguments a lot. Rebuttals. A rebuttal. So you have your 3 paragraph. Your 3 paragraph answer what, when, and why. So let me just add that there. I'll just put notes. The first 3 paragraph, and the first 3 paragraph answers what, when, and even like why. Why are you arguing about this and all these things? These are what you need. This is what you need to answer within your 3 paragraphs. You answer what, when, and why, and after that, And on your last paragraph, or on the fourth paragraph, graph, you do a rebuttal. So on your fourth paragraph, you do a rebuttal. So on your fourth paragraph, that is usually where you do the rebuttal. So you do your conclusion, you make a statement or do something in relation that leaves the reader thinking. After that, um, as I said before, you do not use I and you, that you speak in third person. So now let us look at some connectives that could be utilized when you're actually writing. So connectives. Some connective, if you want to add information to already stated point, you could to add information to an existing point. You state the new paragraph with a connective such as in addition, furthermore, further, besides, moreover, again, also. You could also utilize cause and effect. You state a cause and you state how did that affect people, or how did that affect everything else around you. To link ideas that are similar or comparing ideas, state a new paragraph with connectives such as similarly. No, to introduce a point showing the effects resulting from one, just made state. Start a new paragraph with a connective such as consequently, thus, accordingly, as a result of this action, this happened. Hence, then, so, therefore. These are some of the cause and effect that could be utilized to make your essay, argumentative essay more reasonable and more believable, because that is what you need to do. You need to make it more believable and you need to make it more articulate. All of these things are getting graded for. So we'll do a grading scheme and how you will know that you're writing a very good argumentative essay. So another thing, or the third connective that we'll be looking into today, is comparison. This is to link ideas that are similar or comparing ideas. Start a new paragraph with connectives such as similarly, likewise, in comparison, by comparison. These are some of the things you could utilize. I will give you an example of an essay, argumentative essay that I wrote, and you could take a look at it. You could analyze it and tell me what are your thoughts in the comments below. Let's look at the fourth connective, which is contrast. This is to introduce a different point of view. Use connectives such as however, on the contrary, in contrast, on the other hand, yet, nevertheless, in spite of, and but. And a fifth connective that we'll be looking into today is acceptance. This is to introduce a point which is understood or generally accepted. You may use one of these, of course. For example, if you're writing an essay on smoking, that is an essay. I don't want to give too much, you will see it yourself. If you're going to write an essay on why smoking should be banned, you could make a statement like, of course, we know the negative, or if you write an essay on why smoking should not be banned, you want to copulate an argument, or you want to make a statement that will resonate with the reader to understand the deficits in that way of thinking, you can make a statement like this. Do you, or not like do you, I think it like, it is true that smoking is bad. However, and that you're basically combining two connectives in order to make your work, your essay, more reasonable, more profound, and more logical. Let us make a full statement now. Um, of course, smoking is bad. However, what about the people, or what about the individuals who depend heavily on the industrial factories that make these drugs? You understand? You're actually combining connectives. Let me just put that right here. Um, a bit of a note that you guys could really take into consideration. You need to know this. You could combine. So you don't need to only state one connective in a paragraph. You could combine multiple connectives to sound, to articulate better. So you could add multiple connectives to articulate a lot better. So you don't need to be captured in this one idea that you need to only add one connective. So we have time, and you utilize time to show chronological order, or you need to utilize it, and time could be both utilized in storytelling and essay writing. Essay writing, story writing. Um, Time or chronological order, I would like to say, could be utilized in both essays and story writing. So this is something that could be utilized in both scenarios. You utilize connectives such as at the same time, he was worried about me, and this is in relation to like story writing. Or you could utilize it in like, for example, essay writing or persuasive writing. At the same time, we should look at both sides of the argument. Like, for example, you could utilize it in both case scenarios. So you don't have to be confined it to only one one connective, as I said before. You could utilize simultaneously, immediately, later, afterwards, subsequently, soon, this time, formerly, in the meantime, currently, until now. When you utilize time, it shows order, it shows chronology, it shows that these events are happening in a certain order. It is not out of order. So to make your essay profound, you need to show chronology. That is of the utmost importance. If you do not show chronology, your essay will be all over the place, especially in your story writing. We will go into story writing in a later video, but for now, whenever you're going to write an essay, you need to show chronology. And this is could be in the case of firstly, secondly, thirdly. All of these things needs to be included. You saw the let's look back at the on the body. So something that I really need to denote is that let's look at structural connective that I would like to say. Structural or structure connectives. Um, this is firstly, secondly, thirdly, and conclusion. But this is just structural connectives that you could utilize. So let's look at an example of an essay. Now I just wrote this. The argument is spare us smokers, meaning that we are against the idea of smoking being banned. So let us look at this essay and we will conclude the class. You could go down in the playlist below and you will see the other videos looking through the different types of essay writing. There has been much debate recently in Trinidad and Tobago on whether smoking should be banned totally. The Minister of Health and the Cancer Society have, on separate occasions, promoted this call, while tobacco companies rebutted vociferously in the media as well. The focus on this article is to prove that smoking should not be banned. This is supposed to be ferociously, but we'll leave it as that now. Let us use the word um, ferocious. Ferociously. We use the word ferocious. All right. So promoted this while tobacco companies rebutted voraciously in the media as well. The focus on this article is to prove that smoking should not be banned. To begin, the smoking of cigarettes and tobacco have been linked by researchers to heart disease and cancer. The word link is important because to date, no concrete evidence has been unearthed that unequivocally proves that smoking causes heart disease and cancer. Besides, don't fried foods, don't fried foods exhaust fumes and asbestos sheet cause cancer too? Why not ban these as well? In addition, many people smoke, 80% of smokers to relax themselves when times become too tense. Non smokers will not understand. It is not uncommon to see a person smoking during coffee breaks or lunchtime after a period of hard work. If such people were to be denied the common effect of a little smoke, then they may go berserk and may become abusive or even violent. Another pertinent point is that the tobacco industry is a major employer in the country. More than 10,000 workers are directly involved in the chaos in the industry. To shut down the industry is to take away the livelihood of these workers, and surely the stress from no income from such a large sector would result in chaos. Also, what about their expensive sponsorships of many events? Most importantly, however, the act of smoking remains a choice individual, of the individual, of the individual, of the individual. Smoking is not illegal, so every responsible adult can choose to smoke or not. Every individual has a legal right to engage in any legal activity. Alcohol is legal and it can lead to abuse and violence. Tobacco is legal, but surely it does not lead to social evil of alcohol. Maybe these activists should focus their attention on alcohol. In closing, a smoker has freedom of choice and is doing nothing illegal. So, there is no need to prevent him from doing something that relaxes him. Perhaps the efforts of non-smoking activity should be directed to the more reasonable quest to have smoking banned in public spaces. Now let's look at our final thoughts. Let's look at our final thoughts right here now. So, final thoughts. You could answer these question in the comments below. What needs to be done? I'll leave you guys, and I'll leave this as subscriber thoughts. Um, I'll leave this as viewer thoughts. You could add it. You could answer these questions in the comment below. Viewers' thoughts. What needs to be put in place for an effective essay? An effective argumentative essay. All right, so what needs to be put in place for an effective argumentative essay? That is a question that you could answer down in the comments below. The second question that I like to ask you guys as the community, as the viewers watching out here or out there, um, let's imagine for a minute that let's utilize the same idea. Smoking should be banned. Smoking should be banned. For the create a hook or statement to capture the reader's attention in the first two lines. You could either, you could see my Patreon is below, you could see my Facebook. All these things are connected to this channel. So you could either tell me your thoughts directly, or you could type your thoughts in the comments below. In the link below. Look in the link in the bio. So you could either tell me your thoughts in the bio directly. You have my personal contact information. Give me a statement or something profound that will really capture the reader's attention. Well, thank you guys for all the support. See you guys in the later video. The study prep guy is out.